Welcome back to the pack. On today's episode, I'll be discussing the versatility of the Cross Florida Greenway at Baseline. The site offers a plethora of amenities that allow people of all ages and groups to enjoy something. The multi-use path is fantastic for activities like running, biking, roller skating, and anything else that will get your heart racing for the day. The playground at the Baseline Trailhead brings excitement to little kids with plenty of playtime options including swing sets, slides, monkey bars, and much more. The disc golf course is great for a semi-shaded, relaxing pastime, and from my limited experience, seems to be enjoyable for those both new and accustomed to the sport. The Florida Trail adds another layer of versatility, connecting all the way to the trailhead at Marshall Swamp and making for a fun day hike. The Greenway is a hub of activity within the community. The Florida Department of Environmental Protection estimated that the visitation for the 2018-2019 fiscal year was 503,667. The Cross Florida Greenway as a whole made over $260 million during that same time period, so having 5 miles of that is fantastic for the area. The Greenway at Baseline began construction in the late 90s. At the time, the area had a high density of residents and was even coined the Urban Greenway. The area where the Greenway came to be was desolate cattle land during that period. For this reason, the land was acquired and then became the first paved section of the now 110-mile linear park known as the Cross Florida Greenway. After the trail was implemented, a restoration project underwent to renew the ecology of the area, planting a large number of pine trees, and the change over time is unbelievable. Now it is hard to go on the trail without seeing a variety of wildlife. The multi-use path is a 5-mile paved trail connecting multiple parts of the shores to all of the amenities of the Greenway. The path is broken up into 5 main sections and has loops both short and long enough to accommodate a variety of activities. A neat feature of the path is its interconnectedness with the Florida Trail. You can navigate from paved to trail on a whim. This variability is invaluable as it takes much longer to become bored if you're on a new path every day. On a similar note, the scenery along the trail creates nice microenvironments where each section of the trail feels unique, and it really breaks up the monotony. While at the park, it is hard to find a kid that is not having a good time. Whenever I take my brother to the park, a sense of nostalgia begins to tingle. As a little kid, I ran all over this playground, and the amount of birthdays I have celebrated under those pavilions are innumerable. It is unlikely that little kids will be interested in going to run a 5K or playing a round of disc golf. So giving them an outlet for excitement, especially one of this quality, is invaluable. Before making this video, my knowledge of disc golf was slim to none. I understood the objective, but was in no position to give any advice. For that reason, I reached out to a local player and friend, Blake Tuman. He took me out to play around and explained some of the quirks of the game. Disc golf, akin to golf, is a sport where there is some objective, whether that be a hole, or in this case a basket, and players will start from an indicated location, or tee box, and aim to throw discs at that objective. Each hole has a par, or number of times in which you are expected to throw the disc before making the shot. For every throw under par, you acquire points, and for every throw over, you lose them. In the end, the smaller your score, the better, because you are aiming to be under par. If this sounds familiar, it's because it is. It's exactly like golf, but in my humble opinion, much more entertaining. There are not very many courses in the area, but Blake did suggest that the course at Greenway was certainly the most enjoyable within our local vicinity. Lastly, there is the Florida Trail. In terms of hiking, I would say that this section is certainly beautiful, but only being 2.7 miles makes for a short hike. But it does connect to the Marshall Swamp, and that will add another 3 miles to your trip. It is nice for an in-and-out day hike, if paired with ample bug spray and a head net. Personally, my favorite use of the Florida Trail is the integration with the paved path. Not only does it add verticality to your activity, it is nice, especially while running, to get off of the pavement for a bit and into the sandy shade. The dense tree coverage creates plenty of places to set up hammocks and create the ultimate relaxation spot. Just make sure not to block any of the paths or disc golf holes in the process. I'd like to thank everyone for the continued support, especially if you got to this part in the video. I'd also like to give a special thanks to Gavin, Blake, Mr. Odom, and Mr. Thomason for helping put this video together. This is Goody, signing out.